Apparently logic and reason has left your brain. It's not in the chat anymore. Hey nerds, welcome back to my channel. Here I am again with another trope video. Y'all seem to like these, so I think I need to keep doing them. This time we're gonna be talking about the worst tropes in horror movies. Not my beloved genre, not my favorite genre of all time, yes. But before we get into that, please leave a like. It really helps me out and I appreciate it. Thank you. Now let's get into this. So I've decided on talking about 10 tropes for this video. There's so much more that I was really trying to decide on, but these 10 really irk me, so I'm gonna talk about those instead. At number 1, we've got tripping over nothing. Now, what? We see this literally in every other horror movie. It does not matter what the context is. If you see someone running, they are going to fall over absolutely nothing. They're going to trip over their own feet or air. I think my first real life example of me seeing this for the first time and then starting to see it happening over and over again was in Friday the 13th. They trip and fall like no other in that franchise. Okay, I get it if you're in the woods. The ground could be uneven. It's dark outside. You know, there's probably holes in the ground. Maybe a root is sticking up or something, but every other 5 seconds you're tripping and falling. You're tripping and falling. And then what kills me is they start scooting back on the ground. Get up and run. Get up and run. What are you doing? Why are we... No. This trope is so overdone that I am even guilty of it. I made this little trailer back in the days of my youth because I was sure that I was gonna make a movie about this. But in the trailer, it was a horror movie trailer, and I ended up doing the falling trope and then the backing away on the ground. So I'm guilty of even perpetuating it. But still, I'm sick of seeing it. If you fall, get your ass back up. Keep running. Keep going. At number 2, we got the black characters dying first. Let me ask, horror movie creators, writers, all that stuff. Let me ask y'all something. What did we do to y'all? Why us? Why are we the first to go? What did we do to y'all for us to be off first? I will never understand. Prime example, Nightmare on Elm Street 4 Dream Master, Kincaid. Now, I'm not gonna lie. They had us all in the first half when they let him live the entire duration of Nightmare 3. But literally 15 minutes into Nightmare 4, he's gone.
I'll see you in hell.
And then he was one of the last of the Elm Street kids, so you really think, you killed him off along with Joey and Kirsten. What are we doing here? What are we doing here? Why are we always the first to go? And we're usually the ones hey, let's not go check out the sound. Hey, we should do this. We usually are the smart ones in these really scary, spooky scenarios. Why are we dying first? Why it gotta be us? Let me tell you something. If I ever fulfill my life dream of getting cast in a horror movie, if I die first, I'm not taking a role. I don't care. If I am dead within 30 minutes of the movie, give the role to somebody else. I'm not doing it. It was nice knowing y'all though. At number 3, we have the horny teenagers, like tripping and falling. This is a classic horror staple that has been overused, let me say, many times. It's horny teenagers equals the appearance of the slasher. It's the minute these teenagers start having sex, it's a sensor goes off in the killer's mind I can feel a couple of teenagers having sex in the woods. gots to go kill him. Like, what? And Scream, the classic, thank you, Wes Craven, even talked about these tropes, especially, you know, if you have sex, you die. That's very Mean Girls now that I think about it. Because think about it, like, every time they start to, you know, knock boots, if you will, they end up dying. Like, the killer automatically, like, materializes in the room next to them and is like, oh, y'all f***ing? That's too bad. At number 4, we have the unnecessary investigating. This, even as a kid, and I wasn't really big on horror movies as a kid, but even as a kid, this would just tick me off. Like, you mean to tell me you hear like an ominous noise somewhere in the distance, you're like, hey, we should go look for what made that noise. Apparently logic and reason has left your brain. It's not in the chat anymore. Because what makes you want to go investigate a scary noise? How does that make sense? And the crazy part is, the dumb people who want to go investigate, they don't die immediately. What is that about? Like, they're the ones literally inserting themselves in the space of danger, but somehow they don't die immediately. The math isn't mathing. It never has mathed before. Like, if I hear something creaking in the distance or something in the bushes, I'm out. I'm about to be like Darwin from The Amazing World of Gumball.
Where's Darwin?
Run now, ask questions later. I'm not sticking around to find out what happens, because what usually happens when you stick around to find out what happens, you die. I'm not dying. Not today. At least. At number 5, we have the wise old man, or like the wise old crone. This is like my least favorite type of character to see in a horror movie, and I've seen quite a few, and they somehow always make an appearance. In these, the wise old man or wise old woman, they always have the information or the full-blown legend of the killer or like some kind of curse or whatever. They have all the tea, but that's not what makes me mad and what annoys me. They have all this tea, all this information, right? And they don't think to share it until it's literally too late. Like, the whole time they see people getting off and they don't say a thing until they see the numbers dwindling. Like, Granny, you mean to tell me you were sitting in your rocking chair this whole time watching these kids get off, plucked off one by one, and then the minute they come to ask you for help,
There's a tale that says, did you know about, oh, you don't know about the...
no! But apparently you did, and you just now saying something to us. That is crazy. Like, you knew this entire time about this curse or about the lore about this killer, and you decided not to share with us until like half the cast is dead. Where was you at in the beginning? We could have avoided this, Granny, Grandpa. Like, oh my God. Coming in at number 6. The splitting up trope. Why is it that when y'all are in dire situations, y'all make the dumbest decisions? Like, I get it. You're scared and sometimes it's hard to think rationally, but splitting up will never be my first suggestion. Like, oh, we're all scared shitless and we don't know where the killer is. He could be anywhere. Yeah, let's split up and go in different directions. Who's splitting up? Who's going in a different direction? It's not me. It's not me. Like, have you never heard of there's power in numbers? That turns out to be true. I don't understand, like, why, especially if they don't know where the killer is and they know that the killer is stalking them. Why would you split up? Like, if y'all all stuck together, y'all could end up jumping him, whoop his ass, stop him. But you can't do that if you're like splitting up. You're going this way, Sally and Katie are going that way. Like, no, that's just dumb. I don't have anything else to say. That's just not smart. And we have seen that in countless horror movies. We should split up. No, Alex. And let me tell you something. To those characters who decided to split up and they knew it wasn't the right idea, y'all deserve all the karma after that. You know damn well that one of y'all was going to end up dying if y'all split up, but you did it anyway. I've had enough of you at this point. At number 7, we have the lack of the double tap. Now, those of you who don't know what double tap is or are not really integrated into the horror world, let me give you a little lesson. It's time for school. Come on, kids. So the double tap is when you finally catch the killer, you finally get him down, you neutralize him, and you kill him, seemingly. You always stay a little while longer to make sure the killer's actually dead, because he might pop the up and like start his shenanigans all over again. You gotta like stab him a bunch of times, shoot him a bunch of times, make sure he's dead. That's what double tap means, okay? Y'all go watch Zombieland. Yeah, so like sometimes the characters will like actually neutralize the killer. You know, they think he's dead and they run to go get the police or whoever's trying to come to their rescue, and they bring him back to the scene, and then the killer's gone because they did not double tap. Like, if it were me, if I had like, you know, a gun, I would be giving him the Walking Dead treatment, like shooting him in the skull 8 times, make sure he ain't getting up no more. Cause no. Like, I want to make sure he is dead. I want to make sure he ain't gonna come after none of us, especially me. I'm making sure he's dead. And some characters don't do that, especially if it's a motherfucker like Michael Myers or Chucky, who always comes back. Double, triple, quadruple tap them.
Go ahead and shoot. I'll be back. I always come back.
Quadruple tap, especially if it's Michael Myers or Chucky. Quadruple tap them. Because they always end up popping the back up to come rain terror once again. Make sure y'all are double tapping the serial killers in these movies, because if you don't, they're gonna like just vanish and then continue doing what they was doing. Make sure you double tap. Number 8, this is my, sorry, I'm getting irritated already as we speak. Let me. At number 8, we have the asshole husband. Now, you usually see this trope in horror movies that, like, you know, are centered around families, or families that live in a haunted house, or there's like some kind of horror going on within the family in the house, okay? The wife, who is usually the main character, is always trying to like alert the husband that something is not right. And every time the husband is always so dismissive and like just, you know, not really giving a shit. It's like, why aren't you giving a shit? You should be concerned like I am, but he just be like, okay, like, you're overreacting. He'll be like, honey, is everything okay? Honey, are you feeling well? And he's always over, like, he ain't trying to hear that shit. Like, for example, the wife will bring the husband up to the attic or someplace where like the haunting has been active, and he'll be like, why are we up here, babe? And like he knows that she's trying to play something on him, but really she's trying to show you what's going on, and you're not believing her, trying to make her seem like she's crazy and all that stuff. And then most of the time they end up committing their own wife because you just need a break, you're really stressed, you're scaring the kids, you're scaring me. I'm trying to tell you, there's a demon in the house.
Bitch, there's a ghost in the house. I'm out.
And he'll like start like, you know, being just a bird, like, right, because the ghost did it, the spirit did. Yes, sir, the ghost did do it. And then he never believes her until he gets got. Like, I tried to tell your ass that something was in this house, but no, you want to call me crazy. Now you did. That's exactly what you get, okay? And then there's also the money thing. He'll say some bullshit like, we spent our savings to buy this house. Like, we have too much tied up in the house. F the house. The house is possessed. We can't stay here. And then he'll be like, we just can't up and move. Like, you know, we're not going anywhere. Fine, you stay. But me and my kids, GTFO, we're dipping. We're not staying in this devil house with you. You can deal with the demons and the spirits, okay, and the lost souls. Me and my kids, we going somewhere else. Have fun though. At number 9, we have the ancient burial ground. What? Where did this come from? Who did this?
Who the made this?
Y'all, it's always an ancient burial ground. What even is that? And why is it always from an indigenous group of people? Why is the ancient burial ground like an Indian ancient burial ground, like a Native American ancient burial ground, or a Sumer? Like, what? Why? Why y'all picking on them like that? And it's always cursed? It's always cursed. Like, why are the burial grounds never like just normal burial ground? And then also, like, the side characters will always warn the main characters, like, don't walk on it or don't walk near, don't even like look at it. And what they do, they walk on it, near it, around it, through it, like lacking common sense. Like, they told you that this ancient burial ground is forbidden, it's cursed, like, don't be messing with it. And then what you do, you go walk on it, you have a picnic on it, you just do whatever you want on it, and what happens is that you end up getting cursed. Just they don't be listening. These ancient burial grounds, I can't, I'm done with them. And the last one, number 10, we have naked women or scantily clad women. Now let me explain. There's always gonna be like a naked woman, topless woman, half naked woman in horror movies because it's part of the genre. Like, you can't really watch a horror movie without seeing a naked woman, half naked woman, you know, whatever, what have you. And sometimes you see the killer chasing the girl down, right? She's either like in a bathing suit or like, you know, her titties are hanging out. She's in like really short shorts. Like, what is that about? I would never understand that, and it kind of like makes my toes itch. I'm like, why? She just has a lot of skin showing in general. Hello? Psycho? Anyone? She literally got killed in the comfort of her own shower. Booty ball ass naked, like, got killed in the shower. I forget what movie it is, but there was a girl like running from a killer, right? All she had on was a towel like wrapped around her. She was like naked and stuff underneath, of course, but she was running from the killer in a towel. Like, she was running with one hand, mind you, holding her towel. So she, you know, like, why do we always have to chase half naked girls? Or like, why? Not only is it annoying, I just don't understand it. Like, what is the purpose of, you know, chasing down these scantily clad women or these half naked women? Like, if you're gonna kill me, can I at least die with my clothes on? Can I at least die with my body covered up in some kind of clothing material? I don't want to die with my titties out. I don't think anyone wants to die with their titties out. I don't get this trope. You're chasing half naked women or scantily clad women just to end up killing. Like, why? Can I die with my clothes on? I would love that, actually. Please do that for me. Please. Goodness. Is that the end of my list? Yes. I'm done. I know there's so, like, many other ones that I did not touch on, but hey, that's what I was talking about. I could not pick. There were so many. So that concludes our video for today. If you enjoyed it, please leave a like. And if you have some tropes that I did not touch on, feel free to let them loose in the comments. I want to read them. If you agree with some of the tropes that I talked about here in this video, let me know. Subscribe if you want to. I'll see y'all on the next go around. Okay, bye.